Hare Krishna, girls. Let's do our prayers first. Ishvara Parama Krishna
Ishvara Parama Krishna
Sachidananda Vigraha
Sachitananda Vigraha
Adiradir Govinda
Anadiradir Govinda
Sarvakarana Karanam.
Sarvakarana Karanam.
Krishna is the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Krishna is the embodiment of eternality, knowledge and bliss. Krishna is the most primeval Lord, who is known as Govinda, who takes care of the cows and who takes care of the senses, or who is the maintainer of the senses or controller of the senses. And Krishna is the cause of all causes. So we did 8 classes till now. Introduction, first chapter, second chapter, part 1, part 2, third chapter, fourth chapter, fifth chapter, sixth chapter. Now we are on the 7th chapter. 6th chapter, what we covered was Dhyana Yoga, or the Ashtanga Yoga, or the meditational path, what Krishna explains. And almost in the ending verses, every verse speaks about how Bhakti Yoga is the best out of all yoga systems. So today we will be dealing with the knowledge of the Absolute. That's about Krishna. Absolute means that which is infallible, that which cannot go wrong. Krishna can never go wrong, or Krishna cannot fall down. So that's the knowledge of the Absolute. Absolute facts you will have, right, in science, physics, somewhere. Absolute, which is absolute. That's it. No wrongs in that, or no fall downs in that. So Krishna starts speaking in this verse. He says, now Arjuna, Partha, he addresses him as Partha. Partha means son of Pritha. Pritha is the another name of Kunti Devi. So he addresses Arjuna. Arjuna is one of the name Krishna addresses in Bhagavad Gita many times as Partha, Partha, Partha. Partha, why many of the names which are used contextually by Arjuna to Krishna or Krishna to Arjuna are depending on what the emphasis has to be given. Here, whenever you see Partha, Krishna is emphasizing on the fact of Arjuna being a Kshatriya, Arjuna being a leader, Arjuna being a chastiser of the enemies. He cannot go off from his path. To remind that, Krishna calls Arjuna as Partha. So now he's saying, Partha, how by practicing this yoga in full consciousness of me. Till now we understood what is yoga. Yoga means connection with the Supreme Source, and that Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Sri Krishna. So now in the process of this connecting, one has to not connect to the Supreme Source without the knowledge of the Supreme Source. So Bhagavad Gita teaches about the knowledge of the Supreme Source, knowledge of Krishna. One has to be in full consciousness of me. We say do conscious chanting, do conscious cooking, means you be present in whatever you are doing. That's called conscious. So being conscious, being in full consciousness of me, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, and your mind attached to me. Krishna is clearly saying that I'm the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. I'm the source of you. I'm the source of everything. Now get attached to me. It's not demanding, but at the same time, it's like a father telling to a child, do this. Father can't say, oh, I cannot demand respect, so I will not tell to my son to respect me, or I will not demand any dependency, so I will not tell my child to depend on me. No. He's a loving father, so he is going to tell you. It's like Krishna also same thing to Arjuna. First of all, father relationship, friend relationship, all these are relationships. But the main relationship right now, what Krishna and Arjuna have in the battlefield is teacher and student. Right? So the teacher is telling that, if the teacher is telling this is God, Krishna, that means we have to accept it, because this teacher is authorized, is bona fide, is affiliated. He has done whatever he has to done to get that position of being a teacher. So Krishna is saying, I am the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. You connect with my full knowledge. You connected to me. You connect to me with your mind attached to me. And by doing so, you will know me in full. And then you will not have any doubt, free from any doubt. That's what Krishna starts this whole chapter with, because he wants Arjuna to know full knowledge about him, and he is giving the reason why he has to get this full knowledge also. Now I'm going to give you that full knowledge, the phenomenal knowledge and the numinous knowledge. After knowing this knowledge in these two ways, or in this n number of ways, you will not have any further doubts in your mind to know. Out of thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. Beautiful verse, actually. 7.3. Let's go to 7.3. You are one of them. You are one of them, what it is said here. So I want to read the Sanskrit verse also. Out of many, out of thousands, out of many thousands, one endeavors. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. Out of many thousands among the men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who have achieved the perfection, hardly one knows me. Krishna is unlimited. Krishna is spiritual. Krishna is supreme. We are infinitesimal. We are on the platform of being matter, and understanding Krishna in full is not possible by us unless there is Krishna's mercy. So out of many, some or one may look for perfection, and one who has achieved this perfection also will not know me in full, because I am unlimited, vast sky. Where is the limit to the sky? Who has measured the sky? Nobody. Krishna says in the next very beautiful verse, again very beautiful verse, memorization verse. Bhumir apo nalo vayur khammano buddhireva cha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakriti dashtada. If you remember, in the starting of the Bhagavad Gita, we discussed that Bhagavad Gita discusses and explains about the 5 important chapters, and one of the important topics, 5 important topics it discusses, and one of the important of 5 topics, one of the 5 topics out of which everything is important, is the Prakriti, or the material nature. It includes 5 gross elements. We talk about Panchabhutas: air, fire, water, ether, earth. Those all 5 are mentioned here. Other than those 5, 3 extra are mentioned, which are called subtle body, or subtle gross elements and subtle elements. Total 8, 5 plus 3. What are those 8 and why Krishna is talking about them? We will see. Krishna is talking about here his absoluteness, right? So here he is talking about his material energies. What are his material energies? How he is putting his energy into the matter for that which can help us. We are made of Panchabhutas, right? So Bhumir, Apo, Nalo, Vayur. Bhumir, Apo, Anala, Vayur, Kham. So 5. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. 5. And the 3 remaining are subtle elements, which are Kham, Mana, Buddhi. Mana is mind, Buddhi is intelligence, and Ahankara, false ego. Kham, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha, Ahankara, Iti, Yamme. Iti, Yamme means all these things. 5 plus 3, 8. First, gross body: air, water, ether, earth, fire, and then the next 3 are the mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are my 8 separated energies. Krishna says these are my 8 separated material energies. In the material energy, the principal manifestation are these 8. Krishna is saying, I am the source of these energies. I am the source of this earth. I am the source of this fire. I am the source even of this subtle body. What you have of mind, intelligence, and false ego, everything is coming from me. Out of these all 8, first 5 manifestation, mainly names like earth, water, fire, air, ether, sky, are called 5 gigantic creation of the gross creation, within which all these 5 sense objects are also involved. Like what I'm saying, you should understand. The sensory organs, you all know the sensory organs: nose, eyes, ears, mouth, tongue, whatever it is. Viravaru no Prabhuji Namanava Daniel Prabhuni. Okay, they are the manifestation. So this, what do they do? These sense organs, they manifest in the form of what? Physical sound, touch, form, taste, smell. Right? 5 gross. Right? And the material science comprises of intelligence and false ego. Like these 10, you can say 10 items. How? 5 gross sense objects and the sensory perceptions. Eyes, nose, ivi 5 kada manaki. They can relate to the 5 gross elements, what Krishna is saying, 8 external energy, and the sensory perception is also one item. Nose is one item, smell is one item. So it is 5 plus 5, 10. Material science comprises of these 10 items and nothing more. There is nothing more. What I can feel, I will believe. What I can see, I will believe. What I can hear, I will believe. But the other 3 items, namely mind, intelligence and false ego, are neglected totally by the materialistic people. They don't even care, mind, intelligence, false ego. Okay, they will take the credit of doing something with their intelligence, but again that intelligence, they think that they are guiding that intelligence, so they are everything. Who are they have no clue. Philosophers who deal with these mental activities are also not perfect in their activities, or they're perfect in their knowledge, because they do not know that ultimate source of either this material energy or the spiritual energy or the gross energies or the subtle energies, everything is Krishna. They don't know this basic fact. And that basic fact of source of everything being Krishna is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Karana Karana. So Krishna is saying, besides these 8 elements, O Arjuna, there is some superior energy of mind. Wow. There is some superior energy of mind that comprises who? The living entities. So, the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material and the inferior nature. Krishna has created this material nature for our benefit, but we are misusing or exploiting the resources. It's important how we have to respect the Mother Earth, how we have to respect these natural things given by Krishna to us. We can't exploit them. All the created beings have their sources in these 2 natures. Either it has to be material or it has to be spiritual. Because Krishna is saying that all these 2 natures, either spiritual or material, and the origin of both and the dissolution of both, they come from me, and when they get into unmanifested form, they go back into me. So I am the source and I am the dissolution for them. I am the origin and I am the dissolution for them. And Achin Daniel Prabhu. Oh, Krishna is saying to Arjuna as Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya, again I told you, right, in different contexts, Krishna and Arjuna addresses each other with different names. Here Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means, oh conqueror of the wealth. And Krishna is saying, there is no truth superior to me. This is absolute knowledge. Krishna is not talking about karma, Krishna is not talking about kala, Krishna is not talking about anything else, but Krishna is trying to explain Arjuna from the viewpoint of he being the source of everything. You are the conqueror of all the wealth, right? But there is no superior truth than me. Everything rests upon me as the pearls strung on a thread. There is a beautiful verse. I'll read that verse for you. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam potam sutre manigana iva. Beautiful verse. Again I'll do. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. What does this say? Manigana iva. These are like the pearls strung on the thread. Pearls strung on the thread. And that thread is me. O conqueror of the wealth, there is no superior truth than me. Everything rests upon me. There is a beautiful necklace, right? You see the necklace. The necklace looks so beautiful with the pearls strung on it. Let's see this Kantimala. These are the tulsi beads which are strung onto this. Inside there is a string which is the base for these tulsi beads to stand in this way. But nobody sees that string. They see only the external beads and everything. those all string, what is there which is holding all these beads is Krishna. And Krishna says more things. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryaya pranava sarvadvedeshu shabdha khe paurusham risham. Krishna is saying, oh son of Kunti. Here he is addressing Arjuna as Kaunteya. What is the relationship Krishna is trying to establish by saying Kaunteya is Kunti Devi is Krishna's aunt, maternal aunt. So he is saying that you are my aunt's son. He's more of a feeling of being close relationship with Arjuna. So he's saying, oh son of Kunti, I am the taste of the water. He is giving such big transcendental absolute knowledge to Krishna, to Arjuna, and he is addressing him with so close and so familiarity way. He's saying, oh son of Kunti Kaunteya, I am the taste of the water. Rasoham apsu Kaunteya. Apsu means water. Rasoham means taste. Kaunteya, I am. Raso aham. Rasoham apsu Kaunteya, I am the taste of the water. And Shashi Surya, what in Shashi Surya? Prabhasmi. Prabhasmi means light, and the light of the sun and the moon. This is absolute knowledge. We know the sun, we know the moon, but we don't know how the sun is getting its light, how the moon is taking the light from the sun in the dark and glowing. We don't know. Krishna says, I am the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. All the Vedic mantras starts with Om. Om is not O-M. Om is A-U-M. Om. Like that. Prabhava. Syllable Om in the Vedic mantra starter is me. And the sound in the ether. We can't see the ether, but we can hear the ether. And the sound in the ether. And ability in the able man. We will discuss more about what Krishna is in everything, what is seen in the 10th chapter. It's amazing to see all those things, hear all those things. Krishna says, I am the original fragrance of the Mother Earth. When the rain drops, when the rain comes, when the raindrops, initial raindrops fall on the mud or the earth, you can feel the smell, right? Did you ever smell it? It's so beautiful. I like my best fragrance in what I have experienced is that smell. I like it. And the worst one is in the gas stations. Oh no, I can't take it. So that beautiful, but there also Krishna should be there because everything source is Krishna. But I am enjoying this. I'm rejecting that. Anyhow, that earth, when the first things, but petroleum you need not consider as very natural one. Anyhow, that we will talk about it later. That rain is coming, rain is falling on the Mother Earth. When you feel that fragrance of earth is me. Krishna is saying, and I am the heat in the fire. Fire has two qualities. First is heat and second is light. So I am the heat in the fire. And the life of all the lives, if something is said to be he is lively, that life is me. And the penances of all the ascetics depend on their power of doing austerities and penances. And Krishna is saying that I am the penances of all the sacrifices or austerities or whatever they do, sacrifices, austerities, anything beyond their comfort zone, what they are doing. I am the penance of all ascetics. O son of Pritha, again addressing him as Partha, know that I am the original seed of all existence. Bija pradhayate. That verse is verse number 10. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam viddhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvanamaham. Beautiful verse. Know that I am the original seed of all the existences. All the existences. There is nothing which will not come from me. Everything existing you see is coming from me. The intelligence of the intelligent. Wow. We say, right, train the intelligence. Intelligence is going to guide the mind, and mind is going to act on the senses and all these things. So that original intelligence of the intelligent is coming from Krishna. The prowess of the all-powerful man. I'm very powerful, I'm very energetic, I'm very this, I'm very that everything is coming from Krishna. And the strength of the strong, and that strength, what I have or what I give to you, is devoid of passion and desire. But when you come into this material world as jivas, you get conditioned and you add this passion and desire. Ichha, dvesha, samuthena we did in the previous chapters, right? The anger, the passion, the desire. Ichha means desire. These all things, the power what I give you, the strength what I give you, the opulence what I give you, that is all devoid of passion and desire. Krishna says one more important thing in verse number 11. I am the sex life. I am the sex life. Wow. Why Krishna has to get this topic? Because without the sex life, there is no progeny. There is no bodies. There is no souls. There is no souls who can take the shelter of the bodies and perfect their lives and go back to Krishna. Which is not contrary to the religious principle. The sex life is not left and right, using this body to enjoy, using contraceptive pills, getting done surgeries and all these things. No, not like that kind of enjoyment. It's a service what we do to get the souls, the new bodies. That is religious principles. And the sex life which is not contrary to the religious principles. What is the religious principle? If you have to, I don't know how seriously you will take it, how it will work also, I don't know, but that's the principle. When you want to have children, you have to participate in sex life. If you don't want children, you need not. It becomes totally contrary now. If you want to enjoy, let's have sex life. It's not if you want to have children, you have to have sex life. Yes, if you want to have children, if you are ready for the children mentally, financially, etc., etc., then we will not use whatever we are using to stop the children. But in general, sex life is meant for enjoyment. That is a wrong understanding of this sex life. Krishna says, I am the sex life, which is not contrary to the religious principles. And the religious principles are, like if you go to your great-grandmother, or I don't know about your grandmother, but great-grandmother and before people, they did not have any contraceptive pills. They did not have any condoms. They did not have any surgeries. They lived their life happily, the sex life, until they felt like they can take care of their children. 1 pregnancy, 2 pregnancy, 3 pregnancy, somebody goes till 7 pregnancies also. Then they say that no more, because we cannot take more than these many kids. That's the purpose. By getting children, they might not even know that they are doing religious activity or the spiritual activity wherein they are giving the bodies to the souls, but their concept was, okay, the tiger, after it kills an animal and its tummy is full, before it, if a deer is nicely grazing the grass, it won't even touch that deer. It only is the food because it is hungry. Sex life is not like that. That sex hunger will never go off. You participate in sex now, after 10 minutes you are ready again to participate in sex life. Because there is no responsibility coming with it, there is no outcome coming with it, there is no bondage coming with it. It's just enjoyment. Anyhow, coming back to the point of Krishna being everything in everything, Krishna is even the sex life, which is not contrary to the religious principles. Okay, no misunderstanding. Now, know that all states of being, be it in the mode of goodness, be it in the mode of passion, or be it in the mode of ignorance, are manifested by my energy. Krishna is saying in one sense he is everything, and at the same time he is saying he is completely independent. Krishna says, I am not under these 3 modes of material nature. I am the creator of these 3 modes of material nature for the sake of the conditioned jiva. In contrary, they are within me. I am not influenced by them. I am not affected by them. I am not under their control. In contrary, they are under my control. They are within me. And deluded by these 3 modes of material nature, goodness, passion and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who is above this modes and is inexhaustible. You know the word exhaustible, right? I'm exhausted, you say, right? Krishna is never exhausted. Krishna's love, Krishna's patience, Krishna's energy, Krishna's any of the 6 opulences never get exhausted. If you are a millionaire, the million will get exhausted. If you are beautiful, your beauty will get exhausted. If you are strong, your strength will get exhausted. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is Bhagavan. Bhaga means opulences, Van means one who possesses. He possesses 6 opulences in full, and remaining all things are branches and sub-branches of these 6 opulences. Is it clear, kids? This is very important. Absolute knowledge of Krishna. Very, very important. Without this, Mataji, you told 2nd chapter is important, knowing ourselves who we are. Now in the 7th chapter you are saying this is more important. Both are important. How can you forget the root? If the fruit forgets the root, what happens? How will you get the nutrition? It's important. Krishna says the divine energy of me consists of these three modes of material nature. And Krishna says it's very difficult to overcome. Don't think it's so easy. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. You say, right? I aced SAT, I aced KSAT, whatever it's called, academic competitive exams. When you aced it, you say it easily aced it. But to ace it, what and all you put efforts in it, you only will know. So you have to surrender unto Krishna, and then easily you can cross over the material ocean. 14th verse, it speaks nicely. I think it is 14th. Let's see. दैविह्येष गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते. Beautiful verse. He says that in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that this material ocean or the material world filled with all these kinds of material impediments which will stop us to go to the spiritual path are like big ocean. But this big ocean turned down to a puddle of water when you surrender unto Krishna. When you take the shelter of Krishna, that big ocean becomes like a small puddle which can be easily crossed over. How much size of the puddle, you can't even imagine. It's not big puddle, it's so small puddle. Such big ocean becomes a small puddle. What is that puddle size? It's like a calf's hoof print size. When a calf, not even the cow is big. When a calf jumps like it leaves his hoof print right on the ground, on the muddy ground or on the wet ground or the moist ground. It makes an impression, right? That much small it will become. Krishna said that, first of all, this is my Maya, this is my energy, my material energy, and it is very difficult to overcome. At the same time, Krishna is saying, once you surrender unto me, that big material ocean becomes that small. That's the power of devotional service. That's the power of connecting to the Supreme. This analogy, I'll tell another interesting analogy. The elephant, such big elephant, right? And what does he have inside him? The soul and the super soul, right? When the soul and the super soul both leave the body, that big elephant will fall down. But that little soul, 1/10,000 part of the tip of the hair, that size of soul inside is the body, that big elephant dances like anything. It's the same thing. When you surrender unto Krishna, when you surrender unto Krishna as Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Bhagavan, and when you surrender unto Krishna as Paramatma inside, as we will get the proper guidance and we can cross over this material ocean like a small calf's hoof print size puddle. It's very easy to cross the puddle, right? And even a small boy can cross that puddle. But if it is a big ocean, we cannot. The big ocean is because we are not surrendering to Krishna. Once we surrender to Krishna, that big ocean will become a small puddle. Very important. Now the verses are coming, 15 and 16. There Krishna speaks about 4 kinds of people who do not surrender unto Krishna and 4 kinds of people who surrender on Krishna. Whoever is taking the notes, they can take notes. These classes are recorded, you can hear, but hearing very mere chances that you hear these classes back again, because I don't know how much time you will get again to hear, but making points and sometimes refreshing, looking at the points is good. So there are 4 kinds of miscreants who do not surrender to Krishna, or the people who do not surrender to Krishna, or the jivas who do not surrender to Krishna. There are 4 kinds of jivas like that. And there are 4 kinds of jivas who surrender unto Krishna. So let's Krishna talking about first in the verse number 15 about the 4 kinds of people who do not surrender unto Krishna. Namam dushkruti no mudha prapadyante naradhama Maya pahrita jnana ashuram bhavamashrita. Who are these 4 kinds of people? Those miscreants who are grossly foolish. Foolish means what? Foolish means they do not accept that they are the soul, they accept and live on the misconception of being the body. That's one kind. Who are the lowest among mankind? Who are the lowest among mankind? I'll explain. Whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. They think that they are very intelligent, right? But their knowledge is stolen by the illusion. Illusion of what? Illusion being the body. Illusion of being I and mind things. And who partake the atheistic nature of the demons. 4th one is 4 people. So what does this partake the atheistic nature means, Mataji? Okay, you are not atheist, but you have lot of friends who are atheists. You go with them, you enjoy with them, you spend some time with them, you eat with them, you share their talks, you share their consciousness. That means that itself is partaking the atheistic nature. You're listening, you're hearing, you're enjoying their company, their influence is on you, subtle influence. Those are also the fourth kind of people who do not surrender unto Krishna. They are not atheistic, but the atheistic plan makers are here described in this word dushkritina, or miscreants. Kriti means one who has to perform the meritorious work, but dushkritina means they are performing the wrong activity. It's very difficult for these four people to surrender. The reality is the leaders of the society are not trained properly, girls. If the leaders are trained properly, the subjects will be trained properly. If the parents are trained properly, the kids will be trained properly. If the teachers are trained properly, the students will be trained properly. Nobody explains this fact of we being the soul and acting on the platform of the soul. So these four people will not surrender. Very solidly don't surrender. Let's talk about each. Mudhas. Mudhas are those who are grossly foolish, like these hard-working beasts of the burdens. They want to enjoy the fruits of their labor by themselves. I am working. I am putting my head, body, mind, everything. I am doing this labor, so I have to enjoy the results. Humble beast is made to work very hard, very, very hard by his master. There is an analogy. Gadida pani gadida cheyali, kukka pani kukka cheyali ani. The job of a dog. What is that? Dog has what quality? It is called. It's very honest. No, not honesty. What is it called? Towards the master, the feeling of loyalty. Loyalty. Yeah. The dog is very loyal. Thank you, Ishita. The dog is very, very loyal. So the dog job is to protect the house and the people in the house from the thieves. So it has to do its job. And the donkey has its own job. They both have their own special jobs. They should not interfere in each other's jobs. If the donkey says, in the midnight seeing a thief, the owner will come and hit the donkey. Why is this dog? Donkey's job is to take the loads and carry the loads and get the loads and transportation and whatever it is. But you should not interfere in others' jobs. Dog has its job of protecting. Like that, here these Mudas do not know. They interfere in each other's jobs and they don't understand the exact fact that everything the source is, there is a supreme source. One day, this Einstein, you all know Einstein, right? Einstein, he's a big scientist. He has given a lot of things to the mankind. So this Einstein one day invited everybody, all his friends, to come for lunch. And by the time everybody came, he was not at home. And then the door was kind of half open. So these people knocked and nobody responded. So Einstein's friends all entered into the house. In the house, as soon as they entered, they see a big depiction of the whole creation. The whole planetary systems is there. Everything is there. The sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, everything is there. The earth, how the time, how the sun moves from its place. Like, it's a depiction. It's a project he has done and kept. And everything is working perfectly. So everybody was they were not astonished because Einstein was kind of that scientist, but they were wondering, like, how could he put everything like this here? And then they started looking for him. Wow. First they did spend nice time with it, seeing everywhere, faultless, nothing wrong in that, and they saw and they appreciated, and they were looking for Einstein. Where is Einstein? Where is Einstein? Where is Einstein? They were looking at it, and then Einstein slowly comes in. And then they start glorifying. Wow, this is so beautiful, Einstein. You made such a beautiful thing, such a wonderful thing. It explains everything. There is no question to anybody after seeing this about the cosmic manifestation. Everything they are appreciating. And then nicely Einstein says, I did not do it. And everybody says, No, how is it possible that it is there in your house, it is there in your hall, and it is there, and you are saying you did not do it? I'm really saying I did not do it. And then he says, how did it come? It just came by itself. Einstein says, it just came by itself. And then they say, are you kidding? How can it come by itself over here in your hall like this? There should be a creator for this. There should be a source of this. Without any creator, a creation is not possible. And then Einstein says the same thing. Einstein says like, yes, I am also saying the same thing. This whole big creation, this big whole, you can't even imagine that this depiction or the project of this cosmic manifestation without a creator is not possible. Then how you are illusioning that everything came by itself? There should be a source for everything. There should be a creator for everything. So nicely he has exemplary, with example, with analogy he showed like that. Knowledge is born stolen by illusion. Jnana ya apahrita, maya apahrita jnanam. Illusion has stolen this intelligence. They have intelligence, but they have the intelligence which is stolen by illusion. These are all the kind of demoniac people or who do not surrender unto Krishna. Moodhas, namam dushkritano moodha, naradhamas, maya pahrita jnanas, and asuram bhavam. Asuram means sharing the atheistic philosophy, atheistic nature. There is a big purport for this, girls. If you have some time, let's say half an hour time, which you can spend with Bhagavad Gita at the night, in the madhyanam, in the daytime, whenever you can, read the purports of this verse. Then you will know which stage we are. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are not falling in towards the persons who surrender. We are falling into the persons who do not surrender. Because of whatever it is, conditioning, high aspiration for material things. It may not be nothing like being pessimistic about it. But one good thing is we are inquisitive. The inquisitive people will come in the next verse. So we can relate to those inquisitive people who are in the first section but want to come to the second section of surrendering to Krishna. Ardhamautundan, Ishita, Niyati, are you understanding what I'm saying here? Very connective verses both are. People, we are in the liminal space. We are here, but we are trying to go there, so we are in that liminal space, which is good. Which is good. So let's go to the next verse, which speaks about the people who surrender. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna artho jignyasurartharti jnani cha bharatarshaba. What is bharatarshaba? Oh, best among the Bharatas. The four kinds of people are pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. Devotional service in the sense they at least know that this is the source. I have to surrender to this source to understand. What are those four kinds of people? First one is Arthi. Arthi means one who is distressed. He comes seeking the help. Arthi means he comes seeking the help. Hold on 1 second. I don't know if he wants to do the prasadam to this person. Anyhow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got little deviated with seeing out of the window. Some person came. I was thinking if we can be given the prasadam. Okay, leave it now. The four kinds of people who render devotional service unto me. Devotional service doesn't mean that every day you have to get up in the morning, take cold head shower bath, with the shivering you come into the puja room and do the aartis and everything. No. Devotional service means also it is also that, but devotional service actually means that we know that we are very small and we are part and parcel of a supreme source, and we have to be conscious of that supreme source and act in our life. Bhayam bhakti antar kada. Bhayam undali. Bhakti kuda undali. What is the need of bhayam here? Bhayam is because you don't want to enter into this furious material world again and again and again. That's the first people, distressed people who come to Krishna to seek for, oh, నాకు ఈ పెయిన్ ఉంది, ఈ బాధ ఉంది, ఈ నొప్పి ఉంది, నాకు క్లియర్ చేయి కృష్ణ. నా పిల్లలకి ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది, మా హస్బెండ్ కి ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది, మా ఫ్యామిలీ, ఎట్సెట్రా ఎట్సెట్రా. ద సెకండ్ వన్ ఆర్ ద డిజైరర్ ఆఫ్ ద వెల్త్. ఆర్తి అయిపోయిందా? నెక్స్ట్ వన్ అర్థ ఆర్తి. అర్థ మీన్స్ వెల్త్, పవర్, రికగ్నిషన్. అర్థ ఆర్తి, లుకింగ్ ఫర్ ఇట్. ఆర్తి ఫర్ వాట్? అర్థ. Dhanam, Janam, power, everything, especially wealth. And the third one are the inquisitive people, like we all are. We want to know more. Somehow Krishna's mercy, somehow devotees' mercy, we are in a stage we want to know more. Inquisitiveness. And the fourth one is the searching for the knowledge of absolute. That is jnani. And Krishna is giving that absolute knowledge here. Knowledge of the absolute knowledge here. And with the Prabhupada mercy, we have beautiful translations and we have beautiful purports by reading which we will know that who we are, who is Krishna, how to reconnect to Krishna. So 14, 15, very important verses. 15, 16, very important verses. When you get chance, you read the purports. Especially the 15 has a big purports of how these four kinds of people do not surrender to Krishna. What is this conditioning? What is this free will choices? How they are choosing the wrong places. Let's go to the next thing. Of these, the one who is full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service, of these in the sense of the above mentioned four kinds of people who surrender unto Krishna. Okay, of these, who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best one. For him, I am very dear. For me, he is very dear. That's what Krishna says. They are undoubtedly magnanimous soul. But who is situated in the knowledge of me, I consider him as my own self. మనం రిలేట్ చేసుకుంటాం కదా మన పేరెంట్స్ కి మన బిల్లవర్డ్ కి నన్ను he's the person I feel like only one who can understand me the best, sometimes more than me also, or she is the one who understands me the best. So like that, Krishna says that I consider them to be my own self, one who is situated in my full knowledge. Andake knowledge is knowledge of absolute. Being engaged in the service of the Supreme, he is for sure certain to go back to Krishna. Many births, many deaths. Yonis means the womb. How many wombs we were in? How many yoni means from where the childbirth happens. We were in many yonis. One who knows that I am the cause of all causes, sarva karana. Such a soul is very rare. Those whose intelligence is stolen by material desires, whom do they worship? You know, girls, it's demigods. And they follow some rules and regulation of worshipping. And they enter into some other zone, little far away from Krishna. Krishna says, I am there in everybody's heart as super soul. As soon as one desires to worship the demigods, I again give them the faith to worship the demigods, because you are seeking for demigod worship. This is a little contradictory. How can Krishna allow the worship of demigods when Krishna is saying demigods are not the ultimate? He should cut them there. If they cut them there, he will not come into devotion at all. So he, as Paramatma, according to their inclination, encourages them to worship. Not encourages, but provides them the situations wherein they can have belief, at least on the demigods who are surrendered souls to Krishna. With that faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod. He gets his desires fulfilled, but in actuality, whatever the benefits he is reaping are given by the demigods are sanctioned and bestowed by Krishna. ఓ ఇక్కడ ఏదో మేయర్ వచ్చి ఏదో చిన్న ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేస్తే, ఓ మేయర్ చాలా మంచి ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేస్తున్నా, మా మేయర్ చాలా స్ట్రాంగ్ అంటాం. బట్ మేయర్ కి ఆ పవర్స్ ఇచ్చింది ఎవరు? ప్రెసిడెంట్. We scold President Trump, but the mayor, if he is doing something, we appreciate mayor. Mayor can't do anything without the permission of the or sanction of the president. We have to realize that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, and all these demigods are working under his jurisdiction. Men of small intelligence, they worship the demigods, and their fruits are very limited and temporary. Kali Devi, Durga Devi, Amba Devi, Saraswati Devi, yes, these are all there, but they are only the managers of those particular departments, and the whole energy or the whole power or the whole mercy is coming from the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Sri Krishna, because everything comes from him. Unintelligent people who do not know Krishna perfectly think that the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal. It's only Paramatma. Outside, external is all demigods. No. He is inside, he is outside. Everywhere he is the Supreme. And Krishna says, I do not manifest to such foolish people and unintelligent people. For them, I am always covered by my internal potency, because they don't want to know. Why Krishna will force them to know? If he forces them to go, no, they will again go there and come back here in this material world. It's their own intelligence with which they have to find who they are. Higher intelligence. Krishna has given them the higher intelligence. I know everything that has happened in the past. Krishna mentioned in the second chapter also. Now again Krishna is mentioning that, oh Arjuna, I know everything that happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all that will happen in the future also. That which is yet to come also, I know everything. I know all the living entities, but no one knows me in full. Oh conqueror of the enemies, oh Sriyan of Bharta, all these living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by the dualities, Malli, Ichha and Dvesha, desire and hate. What you desire, you will accept. What you hate, you reject. And the whole life is going in this accepting and rejecting process, which is controlled by the mind. Intelligent people who are endeavoring for liberation and from this old age and from this all diseases, they take their refuge in Krishna. I don't want to get into this anymore. Birth, death, old age, disease, I don't want to get into this. Those who are in full consciousness of me, Krishna says, those who are in full consciousness of me, those who know me in full, the Supreme Lord. What is knowing him in full, Mataji? Knowing him in full is exactly knowing your mother in full, knowing your father in full. My son used to say, oh, you go when he was young, very young. I also was a practitioner, practicing devotee, and I used to go in the temple and say to everybody, or sit on the Vyasasana and give the classes, saying to everybody, oh, this is the way you have to live, this is the perfect way. And when I come back in the home, I scream at them, I scream everything, I shout at them, I throw the things at them. When my son was very, very small, oh, this class is recorded, I cannot share. If it is out, I might be in trouble. But the way the things we behave is not the way we preach. But we have to come to that stage. If you believe in what you are preaching, if you believe in what you are saying, though it may be small, we say that we should not speak lies. We should not speak lies. And you are saying to your children, you should not speak lies. So you have to be exemplary by not speaking lies. If they are seeing that the teachers are saying that you should not speak lies, and the teachers are speaking lies, then it's a problem. They won't accept it. They won't accept it. But in devotional life, what happens is, we are all practicing devotees. We are not perfect, but we are trying to follow the perfect. You understand? Prabhupada is perfect. Shastra is perfect. And when we try to follow the perfect, then we are in the process of being perfect. When we will become perfect, Mataji, we don't know. Oh, then what is the use of trying to be perfect? Yes, there is a use. You move by inch, no problem. You will cross 100 miles slowly. But you are moving, you are not stable, you are not stagnant there. Sometimes it is fast pace, sometimes it is slow pace, sometimes it is through the lift, sometimes it is through the stairs. It is changing. And all these methods of sacrifices, all these methods of different things can understand the process of bhakti. The systematic process of bhakti given by the bona fide acharyas will help us understand Krishna, the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. And that understanding will stay with us strongly. And that understanding will help us remember Krishna at the time of the death. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevara. How can we remember the Lord when at the time of death, if we don't remember the Lord during the whole life? It's not possible. It's not possible. At the end of the whole thing, we might ask, is this real, Mataji? It is real. It's bona fide. You get the certificate from the medical school and you submit it to your next whatever studies or whatever career you want to build up. The person who is seeing the certificate will not say that is this real. It's bona fide. It's authorized. It's affiliated. It's stamped. IV for the law or for medical somewhere. It is stamped. like that. This Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, these all books are bona fide. Why would Indian government, I mean every government should do that, why would still Indian government in the Supreme Court take Bhagavad Gita as a law book on which you take an vow, you take an oath that I'm not going to tell any lies. Whatever I'm going to speak is, I'm going to speak the truth. That has that value. I know many people might not speak the truth, but it's their conception. But why it is been presented as a vow book is, it has the facts. It has the Vedic scriptures. It has the connections. It has the roots. It has the process of connecting to the roots. Prabhupada one day was walking in the park during his morning walks with a cane, with a stick, and then he's walking. There he finds some dry grass on the ground. He taps on that dry grass and asks all the disciples who are following him the morning walk, why do you think this grass is yellow and dry? Many people said many things. Couple of people, not many, but couple of who were walking with Prabhupada, they said that, oh, it is not receiving enough sunlight, it is shady here. Somebody said that rains are not there, so it is drying up. And next to it immediately, there's a green, fully, what is called lustrous grass, fresh grass. Now we will see, right? Every time lawn mowing, you see, right? So that fresh grass. So Prabhupada pointed towards the green grass and said, what? It's not receiving the sun, it's not receiving the water. How come the next to it is receiving? The reason is the dry grass is not connected to the roots. The green, fresh grass is connected to the roots. The dry grass is not getting its nutrition. The green grass is getting its nutrition through the roots. Externally, you try to shower the rain on it, put the sunlight on it. It's not enough. What it needs is the nutrition from the ground connected to the roots. So we are very thin root connected to the supreme source of everything. If we don't strengthen that relationship, that connection, we can get, and you will not have any, you become yellow grass, you become dry grass. Again, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, 8.4 million species it's called. We can enter into any species. Very nice chapter, very small chapter and very nice chapter. This has the minimum verses, I think 9th chapter has the minimum verses. But this word of Ichha Dvesha are very important, kids. Try to understand. Bewildered by the dualities arisen by the desire and hate. These are the dualities. For me it may not be wrong, for you it may be wrong, for me it's not very dangerous, for you it may be very, very dangerous. Small headache comes, some people will relate to brain tumor and brain cancer and everything, anxiety, they go to different hospital, why it is happening. Some people are, oh, it's a little headache, it came, it will go, it's okay. So it's all about sensory perceptions. It's all about how you take the dualities. We should not get bewildered by the dualities. They are meant to be there, and because of that disturbance of dualities, you create a zones like Ichha and Dvesha, desire and hate. These people fall in this hate section only. They can never come out of my brain's part that they are always like that. No, nobody is like that. Because of the conditioning, they become like that. Else their nature is eternal. Their nature is Sachidananda. They are part and parcel of Krishna. Very, very deep knowledge. Hate the sin but not the sinner. There is always a scope, there is always a chance to get back to our eternal nature of being part and parcel of Krishna. Okay, I think I'm done. What's the time? 8:35, 8:40. Okay, 59 minutes we are on the call, so good. Okay, I will stop the recording here. My battery is running down, and then you can share a little bit on this chapter. What did you understand?